Hello and welcome to a video series for Everquest I am calling the Happy Path Leveling. So this is going to be a TLP focused leveling guide series that's just going to be the happy path. This is where you're going to immediately find people to group with and stuff like that. This doesn't go into very much detail on the zones, but this is going to be a shorter video. I do have longer videos for all the different leveling ranges coming out soon, but this is going to be specific for the happy path in classic Everquest. So this is when the TLP first launches and you're ready to go. So just here's all the info right here. So 1 to 10, you're going to go to your starting zone. At 10, you go to unrest. You stay there till about 30 to 35, depending on your class. Like if you're a cleric, you can get into a Guck group at 30, right? Maybe 32. And if you're a warrior, you might be able to get in a little bit earlier. It just depends on that kind of thing, right? So there's an overlap here. So you can get to 35. You can almost get to 40 in unrest if you want, but I don't recommend it. You're gonna want to go to Guck as soon as possible and stay in Guck until 50. If you can't get a group in Guck, you're going to want to go to Soul B. And if you can't get a group in Soul B, I don't know what to tell you. There's so many picks, and it's so easy to get a group in these TLPs that, just keep trying. Just keep trying until you get one. If you can get one, if you cannot get one, start a group. The looking for group tool is so helpful at finding people. Everybody uses it from my experience. Use that. Find a healer, get a crowd control, get a tank, and then just throw in random DPS. Don't worry about trying to get a rogue or a monk, right? Just get whatever DPS you can and just start killing stuff. There's so many picks. You just gotta kill. Late classic. Before Kunark launches, I believe it's like when the dragons get killed, the first dragon, Hole will open. And then Hole is the best place to go, 45 to 50, when that is open. I find Guck is easy mobs, right? And if you're a solo class, you can solo some of these mobs while you're in there. I think my warrior was able to solo undead frogs, just like messing around while I was waiting for a group at times. There are some mobs that run, so if you don't have snare, you might be in a situation there, but this is what I call the happy path. Starting zone, unrest, Guck. Soul B is good, but is not as good as Guck. Hole is better for that 45 to 50 range than Soul B and Guck. Soul B does have some higher level mobs when you go to the Afridi camp, or if you go to the lava duck crawlers and stuff like that, but there's just more mobs in Guck. I feel like it's better. But Soul B was very beneficial for me. So some alternatives. So you're instead of your I think in the previous slide, how do I go back? There we go. Your starting zone, right? Instead of that, I would go to East Commons, or I guess now it's called the Commons. I keep thinking East and West Commons, but the Common Lands is now one zone, and you're going to want to go there, and you can stay there till 10, maybe 15, without much effort. And since the Commons Tunnel is the primary place for people to do like auctions and stuff and all that, it's easy to get buffs from people just standing around doing nothing. So easy place to get buffs. You can also, if you can get people, Befallen is good. You can stay in Befallen all the way to 20. This is where I power leveled like all my characters and all my friends. We power leveled each other in Befallen up to 20. It's a really good place. It's the first floor is fairly easy to solo for most classes. It's just, they're just weak undead mobs and some rats and stuff like that. It gets a little harder the lower you go, but it's a great place 1 to 20. Castle Mistmore, I avoid this place like a plague. The mobs are very easy to train. It is just it's a hard zone for the level range. You almost guarantee need somebody who can snare. You almost need somebody who can crowd control, and you're gonna want a cleric to res you back because it's that intense. So, you know, something to keep in mind there, but definitely it's a place to go from 20 to 30. I just don't recommend it. Soul A is a good one. Goblins and gnomes inside of Soul A are really good. From 20 to 35, give or take. Maybe a little. You can push it a little bit further if you're solo. I think I took it to 40 on one character once, just soloing the gnomes. There's some good loot in there to be had, so you might be able to make a little money depending on your class. Kazakh Thule is another alternative zone for 20 to 35, maybe up to 40. I never stayed past 35, but inside during Classic, depending on the rule set, Rubicite armor will drop in there along with some other stuff, so that might yield you some money selling that in the common lands, but it really just depends on how the market's going for there. I think you can sell like a piece of Rubicite for a chrono, maybe a full set for 5 chrono. I don't know I don't remember the prices, and Yellowknack seem to have inflated prices from what I understand. But it's a good place. You go into the maze after a little while, and you can stay in there, and you go to the back temples and stuff like that, and it's really good. Pools get pretty long. Like, I use this as a power leveling location, but I was able to go here with just like some of my characters and just have fun when I was true boxing and with people. Getting a group here might be difficult. I never saw like actual groups here. I only saw people that I knew. All right, everybody does the happy path, like from what I can tell. This is the happy path, you know, Unrest, Guck, and Soulby in between. And you know, there's other places you can go, right? I'm gonna name some of them, right? You can also go to Upper Guck. This is Live Frogs. You can go there. It's a pretty good zone for the most part. Some of the pathing gets a little weird and whatnot, but it's a good zone from 20 to 35. I mean, you could almost, like, if you weren't liking Unrest after 20, you could just go to Guck Top and spend your time there, and then go into the Guck Bottom. Heck, if you're like an ogre or a troll, you could pretty much start in your starting zone, so Fear-Rot or Inithul Swamp, and just literally go from there to Guck Top to Guck Bottom, and you wouldn't have to go anywhere else. There's another zone, South Row Oasis, which is another good spot for that, you know, that 15 to 20 range, I think, but it's not my happy path. I didn't enjoy it as much. See here, Upper Guck. All right, so if you want to make money, these are the highly contested locations. So from 35 to 50, you can go to Wrath Mountains and kill hill giants. These are highly contested. The rule set on Oakwind, which is coming out, is first to engage gets the mob, right? So it might be a little bit more sane there. So if you can engage the mob first, you'll get the kill, you'll get the loot, and these drop like anywhere from 1 to 50 platinum each on these hill giants. Really good way to make money. You've probably seen it if you watch any of my other videos. I always go there. I think in the Moon Kitty series, I went there for a while to farm money because I didn't have any. Ocean of Tears Sea Furies, and I didn't include it, but the Ancient Cyclops spawns in the same spot. Ancient Cyclops drops a item, the Ring of the Ancients, I believe it's called, which is used for the Journeyman Boots quest, which is a insta-click Spirit of Wolf kind of speed boost for you. And you can start doing that about 38, maybe a little lower if you're like a Necromancer or a Shaman. 38, maybe 35 on those classes. It just depends. You can stay there all the way to 50 if you really want to. It's highly contested, and I probably wouldn't recommend it. Like, it is like everybody pulls the mobs before you get a chance to do much. Unless there's I think on Yellowknack I always saw like a shaman with a bard box running around mob to mob just killing them. And yeah, it is what it is. But it's a location. Everfrost Ice Giants. There is only 3 Ice Giants, and this is a highly contested camp also. But they drop the same, huge amount of platinum, and they're static spawns, so they're easy to camp for like a druid, a shaman, a necromancer, other classes like that. So they also drop fine steel weapons. So I believe that's like 5 platinum per. So it's a good spot. You can stay there. You probably do it about 38. I can't remember what class I actually got to camp on one of my characters when we were, I think it was before we did Fox a few times, and I was able to solo at 50 with my warrior, but he was rather geared. Lower Guck is another place for farming. Like Lower Guck's like the best zone, honestly, in classic EverQuest. It's my favorite zone in the game. You can stay here as soon as you can get a group, and you can stay all the way to 50. And you can actually stay here till like 52, I think. If when the levels, level cap increases, you can actually stay here for a little while, but the experience really slows down about 45. The only places you're going to get experience at 45 plus are the king and the lord, maybe the archmagus, but I can't remember on that. But it is definitely the best spot. There's so many named mobs, and they all drop massive loot and stuff like that. So definitely a good spot. Soul B, you can get here at 35 and get a Royals group. So the Royals is the king, the king, the priest, and the champion. And I think there's another guy around there too. And the king drops, good loot. They all drop decent loot, right? And then if you're a rogue, you're gonna have to camp it anyway to get your epic pieces before Kunark and stuff like that. But it's definitely a good zone there. The Afridi spawns in Soul B. Highly contested mob. He drops the golden Afridi boots, which are the best boots in classic. He drops a 80 HP ring, which is the best ring in classic. So he's really highly sought after by people trying to make money. It's a challenging fight to get to. Like I would say the Afridi is at that 45, 47 kind of plus range and whatnot. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. I think. Oh, there's also fire giants in Soul B, but they are even more contested. They drop really good stuff, but you're gonna get like raid groups that run in to kill Nagafen and stuff like that on open world. So you're gonna have some issues there. But it's what it is. So there's other places, right? I didn't mention the Plane of Hate. I didn't mention the Plane of Fear. I don't consider those normal grouping locations, but those are very profitable. If you can get a group up there, you can get armor. The armor is the best armor you can get in classic. So it's very beneficial to go and get that if you for whatever class you are, right? I think it's warrior, cleric, bard, enchanter, mage in Plane of Hate, rogue also, and then druid, necromancer, wizard, beast lord, berserker, shadow knight, paladin in Plane of Hate, or in Plane of Fear. So and I might have missed a few there. I don't remember them off the top of my head. But yeah, so there's other places to go, but this is the happy path. This is what you're gonna want. You're gonna make your way to. You're gonna want to go to Unrest as soon as you can and stay there. It's like the best experience. Then get to Guck, best experience. You know, you can go to Solby and stuff, you know, Hole and stuff when those are open, but you're gonna have your best time at GUC. I had my best times in GUC. Solby's fun if you have a group of people that are dedicated to the same experience you're having. Otherwise, you might have, you know, random group members that are not dedicated to doing the zone correctly. So definitely, it's, you know, it is what it is. But that is my Happy Path guide for classic EverQuest. For the new TLP that's going to be opening up. I think the next one is Oakwind. So it's just kind of that. I'll do another video for Kunark. I'll do one for Luckland and maybe Plains of Power. But I'll get those out over time. But here's the YouTube channel. Here is my alternate YouTube channel for non-EverQuest stuff. My Twitch, my Twitter, I don't really use either of those much anymore. Reddit, don't use that much anymore. Discord, I have chat rooms for EverQuest on the Discord. Lots of people talking. There's lots of members on the Discord right now, so it's very popular. A lot of people talking about what they want to do, you know, for Oakwind and all that other stuff. And Odyssey, I haven't even looked at that in a long time, but yeah, so there you go. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions on this video, but thank you very much for watching and have a fantastic day.